A crosswalk controversy is unfolding in Orlando, Florida. That's where on Sunday, Sunshine State troopers were seen keeping watch as people used chalk to color in a memorial crosswalk outside Pulse Nightclub. This comes after state-directed crews painted over the rainbow stripes that honor the 49 people killed during that 2016 mass shooting at the LGBTQ-friendly nightclub. Our next guest, Brandon Wolf, survived the shooting but lost some of his best friends in the attack. He's now National Press Secretary for the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ+ civil rights group. Brandon, thank you so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us. I wonder what your reaction is to the removal of the rainbow crosswalk.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I want to put all of this in context. This is not just about paint on the ground. This is a memorial to the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil since 9/11. It's a memorial to 49 mostly LGBTQ+ people of color who were gunned down when they were out for a drink with their friends. It's a memorial to the hundreds of us who escaped the club barely with our lives that night. It's a memorial to a community that has been torn apart. It is a state-approved, by the way, memorial, approved by then Governor Rick Scott, that was visited by this governor, Ron DeSantis, in 2019. It is very meaningful to this community. When I'm in that space, it's when I feel closest to the people that were stolen from me. It's when I, think about how they laughed, how they smiled, when I remember the last words that we got to speak to each other before it was clear that they were not coming home to say goodbye. So it is, I think, an absolute disgrace for the governor and, yes, for President Donald Trump to desecrate those memories by rolling in the middle of the night under the cover of darkness like cowards and painting it over with black paint. But I just have to also say that the response has been really inspiring. And that's the Orlando community I know. That's the LGBTQ+ community I know. And I'm cheering them on from Washington.
I do want to ask you more about that response, but I am curious regarding the intent here on behalf of Governor DeSantis. As you noted, it was a Republican governor turned senator that saw all of the response to Pulse in Rick Scott, and then DeSantis visited the memorial back in 2019. When asked about a local state senator, Carlos G. Smith, who spoke out against the removal, DeSantis wrote this, quote, "We will not allow our state roads to be commandeered for political purposes." Why is the crosswalk, do you think, in the eyes of the governor, a political statement?
Well, first of all, give me a break. This is the governor that named a road in Florida after Rush Limbaugh. So I'm not taking the thought process here with much more than a grain of salt from the man who literally names roads after political commentators. But to your bigger question, it is not political to memorialize people who had their lives stolen. It's not political to put up a message that we will not let hate win. It's not political for us to honor the people that we loved and lost. It's not political, as it would not be political in any other community, to memorialize one of the deadliest terror attacks in this nation's history. None of that has to be political. The only person making it political is Governor Ron DeSantis, is President Donald Trump, are the people who are rolling, state troopers out in large numbers to babysit a crosswalk because they want to score clicks online, because, they want to own the libs in this moment. There is nothing political about saying that we loved and lost and that we will continue to stand together to ensure that it doesn't happen again. The only person making that political right now is Governor Ron DeSantis.
You posted this picture of folks using chalk to recreate the rainbow crosswalk, and you spoke about the emotion that this elicited in you. I wonder if there are steps the Orlando community can take to negate the governor's actions here. I mean, if this is a local road, doesn't the city determine what goes on that road?
Yeah, I think that's a really helpful question to ask. I will say that, I'm in part inspired because people are not just responding to the crosswalk being torn up, although it is a deeply emotional thing for them. They're also responding to years of onslaught from Governor DeSantis. This is a man who's made it his entire personality to terrorize LGBTQ+ people. He's made it his political identity. So in that chalk, they are also saying that you can't erase us with one bucket of paint or one law or one executive order or one tweet. I think in terms of what happens next, one, the Orlando community is coming together. I've seen local business leaders allowing people to paint parking spaces in their parking lots or sidewalks outside of their businesses. I think you'll see people continue to come together. And it is my understanding that the city is looking at all the options to push back against the state. Remember, they were also caught off guard because they were in active conversation with the Department of Transportation about being able to keep this crosswalk rainbow. So I think you'll see, Mayor Buddy Dyer, I think you'll see the entire city commission look for whatever options they have to push back against this overreach from the governor, to send those state troopers home, to put the rainbow back where it belongs and get back to the business of memorializing the 49 people who had their lives stolen at Pulse.
And on that last note about remembering those folks, before we go, Brendan, I wanted you to tell us about the friends that you lost at Pulse. It's hard to believe that it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, it feels both like yesterday and a lifetime ago at the same time. My best friends, Drew and Juan, were the best of us. I moved to Orlando from rural Oregon because I wanted to find some place where I could be fully and authentically myself. And I found that for perhaps the first time in friendship with Drew and Juan. They, liked to laugh. They liked music. They loved Eurovision. We went on vacations together. And the last words we got to speak to each other were, "I wish we said I love you more often." As I mentioned, I hold that so close, and I feel it especially close when I'm at the Pulse Memorial site. That's why that space means so much to me. It means so much to other people. And it's why you'll see people continuing to fight to ensure that we never, ever, ever forget those who were stolen from us.
Brandon Wolf, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your friends' stories.